Hi guys, welcome back to the Pot Smokers Bible. I'm Zion, author of Pot Smokers Bible. Contains the prophetic book of Zion, which gives me my name and you your identity, and so much more. Okay, today is part 1 of chapter 13 of the Pot Smokers Bible, lucky number 13, chapter 10 of the book of Zion, and it's called Was There No Man? This chapter is about many things. It tells us that no man volunteered to serve the grave. It does tell us a little bit about Messiah, the chosen one of Israel. He is punished for not choosing to serve the grave when they abducted him. So Zion, a female, is the only one to figure out the prophecy. Jerusalem is told to rest easy. Israel will be the Holy Land. No more uncircumcised shall enter. Only Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Zionites will go there, because every male that is circumcised is considered a Jew. The Israelites are descended from Jacob. The Muslims are descended from Ishmael. And the Christians are descended from Jesus. The family feud that rages between Jews, Muslims, and Christians is easily solved. All three people are descended from Abraham. All three are equal in the eyes of the grave. All three are right, and all three are wrong. None of these three are better than any of the other. All three are subject to the authority of the Zionite priesthood, because all three refuse to allow the gray to speak through them. All three religions are based on human failings. The Jews rejected the gray. The Christians have the idol of the cross. The Muslims are far too zealous in their bloodlust. None of these male-oriented religions obeys the voice of the gray. Zion is told to strengthen herself for her mission as the prophet of the gray. She gives the gray the gift of her voice. She allows the gray to tell her what is right. She speaks for the gray. No male on earth was willing to be a prophet for the God of Israel, not in the way the gray required. Therefore, Zion herself is prophet. We are told that we sold ourselves for nothing, and no money will be spent to free us. This is the gray's plan. Money is a human construct that only has value to humans. There is no money in Zion. All who take up citizenship in Zion will deposit their money in the Bank of Zion. Money will be available to any Zionite leaving the nation, but no money will ever be used within the nation. When I said money is a human construct, I meant that we created the concept of money. Money in and of itself isn't real. It's the things it buys that are real. In Zion, everyone works. In Zion, everyone has access to all goods and services. We do not need money. In order for me to fulfill the prophecy, I had to follow the prophet's plan, but I wasn't allowed to use money to do it. So I opened the Temple of Zion in York, Nebraska. I sold marijuana for 7 years. It took the state that long to arrest me, and I was actually trying to get busted. So I could get an attorney appointed by the court. I had to remain poor enough to not be able to afford a lawyer. In that way, I established myself as Zion in a court of law without using money. I established myself as Zion on May 25th, 2015, in York County Court. I read a 16-page testimonial from the book of Isaiah, who had volunteered 3,000 years before to testify on my behalf. Isaiah was my witness. Of course, I went to prison for 2 years, but that too is prophecy. Isaiah compares the captivity of Zion to that of the Hebrews in Egypt. This comparison is used later on to justify my cause. It is also the means by which my people fulfill their part of the Gray's 3,000-year-old plan to return to the people of earth. We will do as Moses did. I will go to the government and confront them. I will ask for my people's freedom and an end to the war on drugs. They will refuse, and the Gray will intervene on Zion's behalf. We are told this in this chapter about the emotions of the people of Zion. We are made to howl. We curse the name of God every day. You know, the God D. Now, I try to never use the Gray's name in vain. It's very disrespectful. So the Gray want the people of Zion to know who they are. The Gray chose the name Ishi for the first Gray to be paired with a human. In this case with Zion, each Gray who works with the Zionite will have their own name. We as telepaths will learn those names. For the rest of the human population, Ishi is the new name for God. We are also told exactly how Ishi feels about the war on drugs. He hates robbery for burnt offerings. Our holy smoke is our offering to the Gray. When we get high, we offer ourselves to the Gray. Our telepathy offers us to them. The Gray do not condone the abuse of the Zionite people. It was necessary evil that is no longer needed. Until we activate our Gray DNA by getting high, we're just silent humans. The Gray can't hear a human until they ingest THC. THC activates the DNA strands that govern telepathy and other higher brain functions. Those who get high are offered an eternal covenant with to be a part of the civilization of the Gray. We are Gray. Our election as priests will be proven. Our children will be taught by the Gray, and all humans will recognize them as the blessed of the Gray. We have been treated like inhuman beings, not worthy of anything, but our children will be given the respect due to the rank which will be earned within the new society that will emerge from the contact with the aliens. This chapter begins to tell us about the changes in our climate. We are told about changes that will soon take place, and one that has already happened, the fish dying of thirst. There are signs left for us to read. The Gray are so far in advance of us that they could tell us 3,000 years ago that we would go through major earth changes. The prophecy has a way of randomly joining diverse elements to confirm every point. We are told about earth changes along with the fact that no man who was telepathic was willing to act on as prophet. My chosen one flat out refused to work with them. So he was forced to. That's why he gets angry in Isaiah 54. He blamed me for his abductions. No other man could replace this chosen one. God doesn't change. So no man was willing to serve the Gray who were acceptable to be served by the guy. The men of Zion are an angry group. They are we who are a paradox in that they allow the police to do body searches in public. I swear the prophets of Israel were shown Cops, the TV show. The images are so clear to me. I hate cops. But I marvel at how accurately we're depicted by the prophets. They knew how my sons hate their captors. We are reminded that the Gray planned for my people to smoke the marijuana plant. It was the consumption decreed, and it is righteous. Consumption was contracted by inhaling smoke or dust, a form of lung cancer. We pay for our ascension with our health. We damage our lungs by smoking, but that is what is written. And according to doctors, that damage is minimal. We are told that the Lord dwells on high. This is, of course, the language of Zion. Zion, i.e., myself, knows just what this passage means. The Gray live on high. They have no need for marijuana. They produce THC like we produce hormones. We, on the other hand, must use marijuana to activate telepathy. It's only when THC is in our bodies that we are able to use our telepathy. We must get high to be where the Gray live. I know this because my mind goes quiet whenever my THC level goes too low. Because my other half has refused to be the prophet, the Gray have given me the knowledge of judgment. I know all I need to know to bring judgment to humanity. I have been instructed as to what true justice is, because no man would step forward. I became the prophet of Israel. At this time, when judgment is given to mankind through the prophet Zion, the people she has championed will offer themselves as a present to the Gray. When my people learn of our true origin and abilities, my people will be glad to join themselves to the Gray. My sci-fi loving people will gladly make first contacts with Gray aliens. And I'm going to stop there because this is a rather long chapter. I don't know how many parts there are going to be, but we will pick up tomorrow where we left off today in part 2 of Was There No Man? All right. Stay happy and high, my people. I love all of you. Later.